Hello epic viewers from around the multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, happening, stellar review video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be reviewing? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Today I'm going to be reviewing the eBay listing for the Dragon Ball Z Ginyu 4's Mexican action figures. Now these are not ordinary action figures. You won't be able to stumble upon them in a retail store. These are the Mexican variants, or the Mexican versions of the Ginyu Force members in action figure forms. Are these action figures a paradigm of resound perfection? Are these action figures the embodiments of resound perfection? Are these action figures the epitome of resound perfection? Let's find out. Let's delve into the nitty-gritty and determine whether or not these figurines warrant a price of $94.50 as a totality, as an aggregate. Do you believe that these figurines merit such an exorbitant, hefty, outrageous, steep price tag, or do you think that these figurines are not worth close to $100? Let's find out. Now, off the get-go, you can see that these figurines are quite stupendous in certain facets. They truly embody the members of the Ginyu Force. Right here, within this lot, you have 5 figurines that have stupendous details. They have quality paint applications. They have quality deco. They have quality hues. They have quality aesthetics. They have quality shadings. They have quality textures. What are my issues appertaining to these figurines? Well, their articulation is not the greatest. As you can unequivocally see, they lack finger joint articulation. They lack a diaphragm joint. They lack an ankle pivot. They also lack double jointed elbows. They lack double jointed knees. Their articulation is unequivocally finite, so they can only be placed into certain dynamic poses. Your imagination cannot run wild. Is the epicness of these figurines ineffable? I would contend that it is not. The articulation is relatively finite in nearly every single facet. What else is an issue appertaining to these figurines? Their hands are all not fisted. They have apertures between their fingers for some of these characters. I would have preferred if all their hands had finger joint articulation, or if they had fisted hands. Out of the 10 hands here, roughly half of them appear to be fisted. That's my estimate. They look like they're about to play rock, paper, scissors. At least Captain Ginyu has fisted hands. Their scouts also do not appear to be translucent. So their scouters obscure their eye. Or their scouters obscure one of their eyes, which is just unfortunate because the scouters are meant to be translucent and not opaque. Even though their paint applications are decent, they're not up to par with the Jeice-specific figurines. Their insides may also be hollow, so that could be an issue within itself. Do they look shoddy? No. Do they look mediocre? They look to be better than the average figurine. Nonetheless, their paint applications are not on par with the SH Figure Arts action figures, nor the Jeice-specifics Dragon Ball Z action figures. So, for such an exorbitant price, I just can't vindicate buying them for $94.50. You can buy a Jack-specific Burter, you can buy a Jack-specific Captain Ginyu, you can buy a Jack-specific Jeice, you can buy a Jack-specific Recoome, and you don't have to succumb to paying over $18 per figure if you're prudent and if you're non-impetuous. These figures surface on eBay for under $20 used if you buy them in a lot and divvy up the expenses among every single figure. So you may get 10 Dragon Ball Z action figures for $50, and included in the lot is one of the members or two of the members of the Ginyu Force. They truly emulate the appearances of the Ginyu Force members. I love Guldo, I love Jeice, I love Burter, I love Recoome, I love Captain Ginyu. In the context of Jeice, they stand anywhere from 4.5 to 8 inches tall, so they coincide eminently well with the prodigious 6-inch action figure collection. However, even though they are burly and muscular and robust, they're still not worth $94.50, in my subjective humble opinion, considering that you can buy the Jack-specific ones for under this price if you're patient enough. So the Mexican versions of these figures, comprised of resin, polyester, and hard plastic, are not my utmost favorite Dragon Ball Z figurines. I prefer the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z action figures, or the Jack-specific Dragon Ball Z action figures to these figurines. I believe that those aforementioned figurines are part of the Jack-specific action figure line, trump the Mexican versions of the Dragon Ball Z action figures. Why? I just think that the Jack-specific action figures and the SH Figure Arts figurines look more spiffy. I think that they're more refined. I think they're more spruced up. I think that they're more dynamic. I think that they have better intricacies. I think that they have more novelties. I think that they resemble higher quality figurines. That's not to say that these figurines are shoddy by any means, but even if they're not hollow inside, they just don't look as epic as the Jack-specific or the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z action figures. So that's everything I wanted to convey and apprise you of. I hope that you deemed this video to be insightful and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.